Good afternoon. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show, where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, from 1 to 3 p.m. Central, as I get to ride on with you in the afternoon. It's always a fun ride. You can find us on television, channel 182, on Charter Communications, and Abundant Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast at thenewscasters.com. You can find us on the radio at icradio.media. If you have ideas for a show, all you've got to do is just send a message to donna@donnasedge.com. That's donna@donnasedge.com. So a lot of you have sent information and you would like to hear more about, first of all, you're asking, are we in a recession, a depression, or what are we in right now? But ways that you can survive your business, whether it's a small business or a big business, it doesn't matter. If you sell Mary Kay or if you own a restaurant, whatever, there are ways you can do that. Now, let me tell you what both my granddads mentioned this. So they were actually in the world trying to raise a family during the Great Depression. And there are some people who made it and some people who didn't. Some people kept their homes and their farms, some people didn't. But there are key components, and I found every single one of those components on a website, comradeweb.com, and these are ways that they said you could make it work. Now, my granddad bought this farm right here. We bought it, of course, a few years later, and so he buys this farm for $5,000. This is back in the 1930s. Now, that was a lot of money back then. He did not want to be in debt, so he set himself a goal, and he kept to his goal plan, his business plan, on this. Now, this meant he had to work 2 jobs, and he also had the farm. He had to work with that as well, and he met his goal. He paid this farm off in 2 years, and he just didn't want to be in debt. So you have to have that drive, you have to have that ambition, and it can help. But let's talk about this. Is a recession coming in 2024? So let's just see what this guy says. So the increased prices of commodities, things have increased in price, slow economic growth, and rising inflation signal a future recession. So the World Bank President David Malpass stated, recession, this I'm quoting, recession will be hard to avoid for many countries given the aftermath of COVID-19 and the ongoing war in Ukraine. Are we in a recession? Technically, no, he says. However, the US, the UK, Europe, and Japan will be in the next 12 months as central banks move to tighten surging inflation. This is not happening just in the United States. We don't want it here, but it's happening all over. Countries need to get together. Okay, so understandably, when businesses and consumers experience an economic recession, what does that mean? Okay, so businesses focus more on core competencies and cut spending wherever they can. Now, as a result, critical services like advertising and marketing are usually the first to go. However, my advertisers are smart to know not to do that. I don't charge crazy prices, so that's why they stay. Yet recessions can present profitable growth opportunities for big and small businesses. To quote the New York Times best-selling author and real estate mogul Grant Cardone, when people and businesses cut spending and focus on saving, they almost always save their energy, effort, and creativity as well. It is as if the mindset of dialing down spending naturally dials down other areas. So let's talk about this, what to expect during an economic downturn. We're going to have 2 shows. This is part A. We'll have part B coming up. So types of customer behavior. So let's talk about this. Okay, so the textbook theory is that during a recession, consumers spend less and they buy lower priced brands. They typically categorize products and services into essentials, treats, postponables, and expandables. Now, according to how necessary a product or service is to their immediate survival, or rather according to how they justify a necessity. Now, marketers have long known advertising is about being aspired. Okay, thus the consumer spending is much about financial means as it is about emotional fulfillment. During a recession, it's more useful to segment audiences according to psychology, which cuts across the traditional LSMs or the living standard measures. Therefore, you might segment your customer base into the following areas. And let's kind of talk about this a bit. Essentials, only buyers. Now, this segment is usually the most vulnerable and hardest hit financially. So as a result, it reduces all types of spending by eliminating, postponing, decreasing, or substituting purposes. Although lower income consumers fall into this bracket, it can also affect high income consumers as well. So particularly if health or employment circumstances take a turn for the worse. Now let's talk about the cautious buyers. Okay, I've always been a cautious buyer, but I also realize that sometimes you have to spend a little bit more to get quality products. I do get that as well. So cautious buyers. So consumers in this segment tend to be resilient and optimistic about the long term, but more pessimistic about full economic recovery in the short term. They're predominantly concerned with how to maintain their standard of living. Like essential-only buyers, they economize buying habits, but less aggressively because most are unscathed by unemployment. The majority of the population is probably part of this group. Now let's talk about the next one. Comfortable buyers. Comfortable buyers fall into the top 5%, but also include those less wealthy who maintain confidence in their financial stability, like retirees or investors, for instance. Now, these buyers are secure about their cash flow and ability to ride out an economic downturn. While they tend to be more selective about purchases, they consume at near pre-recession levels. Okay, so let's talk about another. Carp diem buyers. So what is that? Now, the buyers in this segment continue as usual and remain unconcerned about savings. Typically urban and younger, they spend on experiences rather than stuff, and unlikely to change consumer spending unless they're retrenched. Now, these buyers rent rather than own property and respond to recessions by postponing major purchases. So they're not going to buy a new car. They're not going to buy a house. Now, the clue to unlocking business opportunities during recession is understanding how these segments reassess priorities, reallocate funds, switch brands, and redefine value. For instance, during an economic downturn, products and services to do with dining out or entertainment will switch from essentials to treats, postponables, or even expendables, depending on which segment a consumer belongs to. I'm kind of a mixture of all of them. While I understand you do have to spend money, I understand that. I'm always a cautious buyer. And so my son has been in the grocery store business for probably about 20 years. And so what he has told me, before we had recessions, before anything happened, what he has told me is that your store brands of a grocery store, for instance, are usually just as good as your major brands. And another reason that I like to shop store brands when at all possible is I realize that's a higher profit margin for a grocery store. So that's another reason I do that. I mean, if it's just as good and you're saving some money, and I want the businesses I purchase from, I want them to stay in business. I have my favorite stores. And so I'm all for helping them have a higher bracket of, how they can actually make a living. Because what people don't understand, people think that you just start a business, you put a sign out there and you're done. That's all you had to do. No, it's a constant thing. You're constantly marketing. You're looking for the best prices about things while having the best quality. So if I can buy somebody's store brand and they're making a higher profit margin, I'm going to do that. That's my favorite store, and so I want to help them out as much as I possibly can. So think about it that way. Now, let's go ahead and start talking about, let's see what time it is. Okay, I'm still doing good. So I have for you 8 key strategies to grow your business and increase sales during a recession. And this is for everybody. Okay, this is also for the business owners because you need to know what direction you need to go into. Number 1, increase your marketing budget and advertising spend. I'm going to say, yeah, especially with me, because my advertising is a bit different from everybody else's. Don't have a whole lot of expenses. Everything is broadcast here on the farm. It's just Phil and me. And so Phil is my guy who puts all the shows together. He does all of that. He has programs who help him do that. And then I have, like I said, I have very little expense. So I can help you market your business, or if you're running for office, whatever's going on. I can help you do that at a very, very low cost. No contracts either. So that's how I take care of my customers. Now let's talk about this. So it's vital to remember that during a recession, loyal customers are your primary source of cash flow and your organic growth. Now, when the economy is stable, it costs 5 times more to convert a new customer than to regain an existing one. Smart business owners know that. In good times, the success rate of selling to existing customers is 60 to 70%, while selling to new ones is 5 to 20%. Now compound this data with the current economic environment, and you'll soon realize marketing isn't optional, it's a good and it's a necessary cost. Most businesses that stay afloat during recessions know marketing and advertising delivers more business. Now you got to have a good person advertising with you, okay? They've got to understand your business as well, and I do understand your business because I've been in business before. I've been in business most of my life, so I totally understand how to get those customers. But now, a good advertising person is not only going to sell you advertising, they're also going to tell you and give you some ideas on how to keep the customers you have. So stick with a person who's like that. Okay, so implementing aggressive marketing strategies during an economic slowdown yields a compact effect and tangible results. Companies that double down on their marketing efforts during a recession keep their brands in the minds of consumers. So market research suggests a business is more likely to bounce back from a recession if it increases its marketing budget. In addition to spending more, they also ensure their marketing strategies reflect new context and spend their budgets to accommodate shifting consumer behavior. So I want you to think about that, okay? All right, let's see how much time do I have left, and we're still doing good. Oh, I need to go into a commercial break. I'm sorry. See how I do? Okay, let's go into a break, and so our advertisers can help us out by paying the bill. We'll be right back.
Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community. Whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need, toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
Okay, so we're back. My name is Donna, and I am your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, from 1 to 3 p.m. Central, so I get right home with you in the afternoon. We're talking about marketing for your business. We're talking about 8 ideas to grow your business during a recession. And the number one is what I do for a livelihood, and that is also marketing your business. And I want to be the one to do it. And I wanted to mention this, and then we'll go on with number 2. So, as I market your business, okay, I really care. I want you to make a profit. So my marketing prices are extremely low and I don't have contracts. Okay, I want you to hang around because you want to, not because I make you hang around. Okay, let's talk about number 2 is improving your online presence. Okay, you've got to do everything. Okay, you've got to have online, whether it's a website, which is better, a website, but you also need a social media page. She's in marketing. She has a radio station and a TV show, and she tells you to do social media. Yes, I'm telling you, you've got to do social media. That's part of it. You need to be able to balance all of those things. Now, I integrate all of the social media sites into my advertising platforms with you. I do that automatically. But now you also need to have your own Facebook page. Okay, so consumers, this is why. Because consumers spend about 8 hours a day online. 8 hours. Wow. By now, we're mostly preaching to the converted when we talk about how to explain how important it is to have a strong online presence that attracts qualified leads. It's as simple as email marketing, social media marketing, content marketing, and paid advertising. That gives businesses unlimited access and opportunities to connect with current and new customers online. Now, your client base spends a lot of time online. So you need to invest in a business strategy that makes your company visible on digital platforms and channels. There are dozens of reasons why. And this is from proving that you're legit, people want to know that, to reducing cost and improving visibility, but ultimately it always boils down to sales. So over 50% of customers start their journey down the sales funnel on a Google search. Therefore, being prominent on multiple channels creates opportunities for customers' engagements to happen faster, and it also ensures you capture your market share. Now, you may be thinking that's all fine and well, but you're a service-based business that has nothing to do with e-commerce. However, 93% of consumers use Google to find local service businesses. So every business needs a good online presence. Now, does SEO still work in a recession? It does. Yes, it means that before you delve into paid advertising or social media services, you should have a robust SEO-friendly website that clearly communicates your value and how your business is different from your competitors. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about Facebook pages. Okay, so a lot of folks are afraid to have a Facebook page because anything and anybody can, and you have weirdos who come on your face asking you for a date and stuff like that. So a lot of people say, I just don't want to mess with it because I don't have to deal with that all the time. Okay, on your Facebook page, now mine's open, okay, so I just get rid of predators. And so I just take them off. Now, you need to be constantly on the wire for that because I have people who have put stupid moron stuff on my Facebook page ranging from nudity to, you know, I'm selling you a London Bridge. I mean, like really freaks. What you can do is ban those people. And also you can have your Facebook set up to where you have to approve the things they put on your Facebook page. And that's really, really easy to do. Now, we'll tell you this about Facebook. They change stuff all the time. So whatever I tell you today on how to get rid of predators is going to be totally different tomorrow. I mean, that's just part of the deal there. But you can do it. Yes, I'm a media person. I highly encourage a Facebook page. I also highly encourage you to do a Twitter page. Now, do you want to have a personal page and a business page? It's up to you, whatever you want to do. I'm just saying that I have both. So I have three. I have one, that's my Facebook page, my personal page, and I put personal stuff on there. Really though, I mean, I'm not going to tell you every time I go to the doctor. I'm not going to tell you stuff like that. Mine is basically about business and helping other people to keep their businesses afloat. Then I also have one for IC radio station, which is a radio station we own. And then I also have another one here for the show, Donna's Edge Talk Show. So all of those things you can do as well. Now, a concern people have is, oh my goodness, somebody gave me a bad review. What am I going to do? Let them give you a bad review. What's key is that you respond to it, and you respond to it in real time. As soon as you know there's a bad review, you need to take care of it. You really do. A lot of times people just get angry and they think you're not listening. So as quick as you can respond to it, the quicker the better. So I had a situation that happened, and it was due to the birthday club. So what happened is one of the restaurants had they had a big turnover, and they had to hire a whole bunch of new employees. Well, the employees didn't know that there was even a birthday club or a date night club. And so we give away $20 gift certificates every Friday for this particular restaurant. And so what happened is the guy who won it got on my Facebook page, and he said it was a fraud. But I happened to see it like very quickly. So I went on ahead and I responded to him. I said, this is not a fraud. I've been doing this for years, blah, 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 blah. So what I did, I told him to sit tight. Now, I did not do this on Facebook. I sent him a private message and told him, because I didn't want to get into a war with him on my Facebook page. And I knew he wouldn't understand. I knew that I would have to get in contact with the manager, the general manager of this restaurant. I knew I was going to have to do that. And so I just told him to sit tight and I'd take care of it. Well, she was busy. I mean, a bunch of new employees and all this stuff happening. So I sent him a message that she was busy. And so I said, hang tight. It's going to be taken care of. She's an awesome, awesome lady, and this business is awesome. I said, it's just a turnover with employees. That's the only issue you're having. So I did get in contact with the general manager. Of course, she took good care of it. Then I sent him a private message, and I said, now that this is taken care of, I said, I would appreciate it if you would take your response off of my Facebook page. Guess what? He'd already done it. I just didn't even have to ask. He not only took it off, he was talking about how it was taken care of by the manager, by the general manager, and by me. So I appreciated him doing that. So don't get all bent out of shape when somebody puts something bad on your Facebook page. It can be fixed. But now you're going to have to be genuine. Okay? Now let me mention this about Facebook. Okay? If you have employees who are rude, that's the number one reason why people will go on your Facebook page and put you a bad review on there. So it's extremely important you have good employees who are going to be nice to your customers and that they respond and they listen. So your employees work for you, okay, but they also work for the customer. Because if you don't have customers, you're just not going to have a business. That's just the way it is. So your customers need to be taught how to listen to your customers. They don't need to get on the defense. They don't need to do anything like that. They just need to take care of it. I'll give you an example. When I worked at GTE, so I had customers what would happen is back in the day, we did not have unlimited plans. You youngsters out there who have unlimited talk, there was a time you didn't have that. And also, back in the old days of the cell phones, back in the 1980s, if you talked for 1 minute and 1 second, you were billed for 2 minutes. And even though I would make that completely clear, I would still have some people who didn't listen to me. So when the bill came in, guess what? It was a big one. It was really huge. So what I would do, the customers would be all mad and upset and that kind of thing. So now when it was a business, I would set up an appointment with the person who paid the bills. And then I would say, don't even open it because you're going to be in a total shock when that bill comes in. I just want you to call me. I'll come down there and I'll help you to understand the bill. It was like 20 pages. It was ridiculous how big those bills were. But if it was an individual, I was able to sit down with them and talk. And there were times, I had been with the company a while and I made a lot of sales. And there were times that the company would let me give 60 minutes free, or maybe even apply 60-minute credit on their bills. Well, you know what? Instead of blaming on them, even though I knew a lot of times it was the customer's fault, instead of just like bashing them and just like, only the company, it was you're the reason, blah, blah, blah. I just went on ahead and took care of it. And I called customer service instead of them causing customer service. Now, customer service is horrible almost every single company that you call nowadays because they're short-handed. You're put on hold, maybe only 5 minutes, but to you it's going to seem like an hour that you've been put on hold. So I called customer service for them. And so the more you can do for the customer, the absolute better it's going to be for everybody concerned. And I promise you, if you'll take care of it, that customer is going to take that bad review off of your Facebook page. I promise you they'll do it. They will every single time. Okay, we're going to have to call it a day. We're going to have part 2 of this segment coming up in just a few minutes. And I appreciate you watching every day, Monday through Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. Central, as we get to ride home with you in the afternoon. If you have any suggestions for shows you'd like for me to do a little research for you, I love it. You're my passion. So just send an email to donna@donnasedge.com, and I'll take good care of it for you. Thanks for watching.